What happens when you take the wand and spell crafting of Noita, sprinkle in the level and general bullet hellness of something like Enter the Gungeon, and leave it to bake in early access for a few months? Well, you get Magicraft. I mean, Magicraft? It's not Magicraft. There's not enough C's. Noita can feel daunting. It's absolutely huge and deep and hard.
That's what she said.
I'm not afraid to admit it, Noita makes me feel dumb. But Magicraft, and its easier to understand yet still pretty deep magic crafting system, is much closer to my level of magic comprehension. You play as this unholy little demon child. Don't look into his eyes, they're portals into hell. But you know what else are portals into hell? That's right, that like button and that subscribe button. So please, do your part, heathen, give them a click. I'll appreciate it bigly. You start off with a basic wand and some basic spells, expanding your arsenal across a run with new spells and wands, each with their own strengths, effects, and synergies. You can find secondary spells and actions like damage, spread, speed, rebound, time on the field, and activation upgrades, which may be that a spell breaks off into 4 different spells or fires off different spells once it finishes its arc, things like that. Over time, you grow and expand your collection, refine your builds on your different wands to defeat the game's numerous bosses. The game's range of enemies is really impressive. 20 runs in and I was still finding enemies in the first biome that I hadn't met before, and a mini-boss that I was fighting for the first time. The early bosses are pretty straightforward, but deeper into a run they get weirder and wilder. The progression between these biomes feels more like decent leaps rather than a steady, gradual difficulty progression that ramps up over time. But anyway, after a fair few hours and a few dozen attempts, I finally defeated the boss of the third and final What do you mean? What do you mean easy mode? Unlike other games, changing difficulties in Magicraft unlocks new biomes to explore and changes the enemies you face along the way. The higher difficulties also open up access to new upgrades and items. There's 5 biomes in total, or so I'm told. I haven't made it to the 5th one yet, but I hear it's pretty nice. The variety between runs is mind-melting. Different rooms in different configurations, different wands, different spells, different items, different potions, different upgrades, and different curses. Curses are debuffs. There are ways to remove them, like sacrificing health or having the right item or potion, or just ignore them. Some have pretty inconsequential consequences, others not so much. There's also an item which is buffed by the number of curses you have, so they can have their uses as well. You can also unlock new spells so that they appear in future runs, new outfits with different starting gear, changes in the rooms and side rooms. This game is deep, but it does a really good job of slowly immersing you in this world, in these mechanics, and in this gameplay. You slowly peel back the layers, stack more potential combos on top of each other, and expand your spell repertoire over time. One detail I really like is that each item you pick up changes the physical appearance of your character, from the apparel they're wearing to their actual physical body. I thought this was a glitch, but no, he's meant to look like that. Tentacle legs for movement, wings for levitation, red eyes for increased attack, buck teeth for something, I don't know, but it's all there. Magicraft is very much a bullet hell. Expect a lot of dodging while not having a dedicated dodge skill, except from a spell that you can use. So lots of weaving. If you go down the summoning route, you can sacrifice your summons to keep the attacks from hitting you. There's just so many options. I really do love games which give you a wide variety of tools to achieve an objective, and then leaves you to figure out exactly how you want to go about doing it. It's a big old toy box to mash together in new and creative and wonderful ways. This is such a hard game to get right. So many interactions and calculations going on in the background. I've heard some people hitting lag spikes at the highest levels, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what that's like. I've been so addicted to this game. Morning, noon, night, it's so easy to pick up and play, and once you're in, it's so hard to get away. It's that wonderful combination game, trying new items and spells and wands, all interacting with each other in different ways. I find these sorts of games just so addictive and so fun. Just the variety is insane. Discovering stupid combos, like a wand that summons a creature and then immediately nukes it, to the ability to consistently drag an enemy into a spike pit, getting the right items to turn invisible and let your sentient wand do the work for you, to this absolute clusterfuck wand which summons black holes and creatures to waltz around wherever you're pointing. And then outside of your actions, just the world and the enemies. I love the feeling of being deep into a run and walking into a room and being like, "What the hell is even that?" And not knowing if it's something that's about to be game over or just a new flavor of enemy. It's just so much fun. Does this game have problems? No, not really. I've heard of issues like I mentioned, but none myself, which is mad. Like, how do you have so much on screen at once and have the gameplay so stable? Ultimately, I think it's pretty obvious how I feel about Magicraft. This game is just fun. It gets it. I'm having a blast. I might be getting my ass beat, but it never feels like it's impossible to beat. If you're a fan of roguelikes, especially the combination game of finding wild and wacky things to smash together, then this game will be straight up your alley. But what is your favorite game-breaking combination in a roguelike? Let me know in the comments down below. We're reaching the end of our first year of this channel, and I plan to do a ranking stream of all the games we've reviewed, as well as the things we haven't had the chance to review, which will get edited into its own video, but there will be a stream, so if you want to come along to that, it'll be later on this week as this video is coming out. We'll probably also do some sort of stream around the Game Awards, and we might actually do the awards live as well. We'll see. Undecided. If that all sounds fun, look out for an announcement here, on Discords, on your social media platform of choice that you enjoy giving away your personal data to. Until then, I've been Zep, you've been great, thank you for the gift of your time, and catch you on the flip side. Adios.